All right, friends, welcome back. So, you've worked tirelessly to grow your business, but you might find yourself trying to scale another mountain as you want to grow, to scale, to get out there. We know as business owners that cash flow is cash flow. Opportunities might feel limited, and you may be constantly seeking ways to scale without draining your resources. What if there was a solution that could help you build, expand, and hire without needing cash upfront? Enter Nicole Murphy, the powerhouse CEO behind Barter Black. Nicole knows firsthand the unique challenges facing Black entrepreneurs. With an impressive background at Chrysler Financial, HazMed, and Radio One, she's been in your shoes, my friend. In 2020, she launched Barter Black, a revolutionary platform designed to allow Black entrepreneurs to trade goods and services with each other using trade credits instead of cash. So imagine growing your business, connecting with a network of like minded founders, and saving thousands while preserving your cash flow. Nicole's success has caught the attention of leaders like Pharrell Williams and Bishop T.D. Jakes, and she's secured more than $26,000 in grants and pitch competitions. She's the visionary behind National Black Barter Day, and has helped members save over $100,000 through bartering alone. In today's episode, Nicole is sharing how Barter Black is changing the game for Black entrepreneurs and how you can use this platform to grow and thrive in ways you've never thought possible. If you're ready to transform your business, tune in. Welcome to Impact Innovators with Felicia Ford, where we dive into the strategies that empower changemaker brands to leave a lasting legacy. Think of this podcast as your audio playbook for meaningful action. What's possible when thought leaders, disruptors, and pioneers align to share their journeys? I'm Felicia Ford, your host, bringing together the brightest minds and the most groundbreaking ideas to help you drive change, navigate through the sticky stuff, and elevate your brand. Whether you're tackling funding hurdles, looking for growth strategies, or seeking the perfect balance between profit and purpose, we've got you covered. Stay tuned and be a part of a movement that's setting new benchmarks in how we think about progress, community, and doing. Let's innovate, impact, and inspire. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me. That was a dope intro.
Oh, why, thank you. You're dope. Okay.
I appreciate it.
You have piqued my interest in so many ways. Thank you for joining us today. I can't wait for everyone to hear about what's been happening. I know that you've had your launch on August 12th, but tell us more, Nicole. Barter Black was born out of the need that you'd identified during 2020 when the rest of us were also trying to pivot and figure things out.
Yeah.
So tell us, what was the initial spark behind what created this initiative?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was the pandemic. I know a lot of our businesses came out of the pandemic. But before even Barter Black and the pandemic, I was an entrepreneur. I ran a short-term property management company in the DC area where we clean and manage Airbnb properties. So of course, when the pandemic hit, no one was traveling. It was really, really hard. And I not only felt the pain and I mean, it was devastating having my business basically shut down overnight.
Right.
But I saw how other Black entrepreneurs were struggling as well. And it just dawned on me as I'm in this mood of like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Because I was a full-time entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking myself the question, like, why aren't we helping each other out? That was the question to myself. Like, why is there no system in place, no community in place, no process in place where if we needed help, we can get that from our community?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Barter Black was birthed. I said, we need to barter. So let me call it Barter Black.
Okay.
And let's build out this community where we can actually leverage our skills and what we're experts at to get
Mhm.
what we need in our business.
I love it. So I mean, I've bartered before in my business. I think that would be like the oldest trade, right? Of bartering and what things look like many, many moons ago, before cash was the
King.
currency, right? Right. Um, and I know my grandfather was an entrepreneur, and I know that he bartered. So like I witnessed things as a child of, him trading like here's a bag of walnuts. We had a huge walnut tree, and we had so many walnuts that he could literally, you know, trade things or exchange things. And today we need actual cash. We
Right.
we
Right.
that's the ruling currency in most cases. But tell us how that old concept of bartering, like what does that mean today for what you've created?
Yeah, so I'll start with when we launched, what the platform was and then what it is now. So when we launched, it was the barter for barter, exchange for exchange at the same time for the same value. That's what bartering is.
Hmm.
But we found in the last few years that there was something that eliminated or created a barrier for entrepreneurs that were on the platform in bartering. And I didn't realize what it was until I did customer discovery. Customer
Okay.
discovery is absolutely amazing. And I
Okay.
was like, why did y'all tell me this? Like, what is going
Right.
on? But in the customer discovery that I did, I found out that entrepreneurs were able to help another entrepreneur, but they didn't necessarily want what the other person had in return. So
Mm,
that created a barrier where they just wouldn't barter.
okay.
So what that's why we relaunched this August and integrated the trade credits. That
Mhm.
way, entrepreneurs can now go on our platform. They can purchase exactly what they want. If it's web development, if it's graphic design, branding, all of those types of things, they can purchase those with trade credits called barter bucks.
Okay.
And then the seller, whoever the seller is who's doing that, they get those barter bucks in exchange for providing their services. Then they can use those trade credits and go spend them wherever they want in the network.
Mm,
So there's no exchange for exchange. There's barter bucks for the exchange. I get the barter bucks and then I go use them wherever I want in the platform. So that's why we had to relaunch. We had to pivot
mhm.
and reintroduce the platform to integrate the barter bucks.
This is exciting. It is amazing. So tell us, so if someone was interested in joining the platform, what would it look like from beginning to
Sure.
success? Yeah.
Yep. So you go to barterblack.io
Mhm.
and you sign up. The sign up process takes about, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes
Mhm.
to sign up. You do choose a plan. There's two plans. There's a silver and a gold. Of course, depending on what plan you choose determines what features you get in the platform.
Mhm.
But there is an activation fee of $47 or $97, and then there's a monthly fee to be inside the platform to be able to list your offerings, your products, your services to be able to sell. And that's $15 or $20 a month to be in that community. But we do offer a grant list. We offer virtual sessions, speed networking events. We do offer a lot of other things. And then, like I said before, you're able to go into the system and purchase what you need for your business, similar to those freelancer platforms that we
Mhm.
use. I don't
Mhm.
normally name them, but
Right.
we charge a service fee for that. So
Okay.
if you were to go online and purchase a service, let's say web development for 1,000 barter bucks, you'll then be paying $80 for that service to Barter Black. So
Okay.
basically, you're paying $80 compared to $1,000 service that you would get on a freelancer platform. So it's like a no
Oh,
brainer.
it is. And I'm sitting here like, what?
It's a no-brainer, but that's the ecosystem that we're trying to create where
Mhm.
you're actually helping each other out. And when you help someone out, you get barter bucks so you can get what you need in your business. Unfortunately, we act as solopreneurs. A lot of us act as solopreneurs and
Mhm.
we're burnt out. We're trying to learn all the things. I want people to stop trying to be the chief everything officer.
Say that
I want them
again,
to
Nicole.
hire the experts. We don't want to learn all the things.
We
That
don't.
that is not how businesses are built. That's not how they are sustained. Like, we have to get out of that mindset that we have to do everything.
Absolutely.
That's not what's gonna grow your business if that's what you really wanna do. And a lot of us say,
Right.
"We wanna grow this business. We want it to be this." You have to hire a team. And then when I say hire a team, people always say, "Well, I don't have the money." But that's when you barter. And that's why Barter Black is here.
I'm so glad you're here today because, I work with a few solopreneurs, right? Some of my clients, and some of them do have dreams of a team, but some of them have put all of their capital into branding,
Mhm.
into, copywriting, into that part of having a face of a business, or even into renting a space. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh wait,
I
I
know what it
arrived to this
means.
space and I need to go forward, but as you said, they don't have that funding. I'm just again, I'm excited. I'm so excited that I can barely speak. But we talk a lot about community and collaboration in my community and with my clients. And if we are thinking about again, like Black Wall Street, right?
Yes. Yes.
Black Wall Street and how and I'm gonna even maybe some controversy. Some people don't necessarily think this way, but it's a fact that like the Black church at one time, that was what community was. And
Mhm.
even if you weren't going to church, it was like, well, the church family is how things got done. We look
Yep.
at the civil rights movement, that was like led by the Black church, right?
Yeah.
Community. We come together and we get things done. So I just
Yeah.
want to give you the utmost of like hand claps, hand raises, high fives for
Yeah.
starting this, movement. And while there are like Black chambers of commerce and sometimes it could be more of a formal process or more of a tedious process, you've done the work for
Yeah.
you've done the work for us already. You've done that hard part of vetting and verifying and clarifying, and it's just as easy as setting up an account.
Yeah, signing up and listing what you can offer to the community. And you're able to get, and you mentioned branding, we have that on the platform. We mentioned copywriting, we have
Yeah,
someone on the platform. So, I mean, if you need those things, figure out what you can offer. And I do offer office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So
mhm,
people, if they have trouble figuring out what they need to offer,
mhm,
or setting up their profile or listings, I help with all of that because I know that bartering, we've heard of it, but
right,
it's not something that we've done
right,
on a consistent basis.
right,
So I want to make sure that people are comfortable in the community, that they're able to use it flawlessly and
right,
seamlessly.
right.
Yeah.
I love also that you mentioned the situation where, there might be a business owner who's further ahead in their business journey, or they have a multitude of skills and things that they offer. And it's like, well, what is someone going to be able to offer back to me?
Mm.
I know this, I know this, I know this, but is there going to be someone who can pour as much into me as I'm pouring out? So I think
Yeah.
that your system already covers that part of the process.
Mhm.
So when you're thinking about community and outreach and collaboration, how have you as a business owner reached out to people and built this network? What was that like for you?
Scary. Scary because
Mhm,
I'm always saying, like, I'm an introvert, really. But I knew when I started Barter Black, I had to get out there. I had to do so. My thing this year is ask. Like, that's my thing. I'm gonna ask big, no matter what it is. The,
mhm,
the worst thing you can do is say no. So
mhm,
I email, I'm in DMs. if anyone says podcast, I'm reaching out. I'm doing everything, and I'm doing a lot of educating too, because I
Yeah.
want people to know that this is not something that is new. It's
Mhm.
new to us.
Right. Right.
Because one of the things I did not mention when you said signing up, when you sign up, you do have to fill out a W-9 because this is a real barter exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do that because we have to submit a 1099B at the end of the year.
Hmm.
And when I first started this process, I was like, this is something that they have been doing forever. They have a whole tax form for this.
Right.
We have been missing out.
Yes. Yes. And that is one of the reasons why this podcast exists. Right?
Mm.
I've worked in corporate America, I've worked in higher education, Ivy League spaces,
Mhm,
right?
in the rooms.
Okay. And so I realize in wanting to reach back and, pass the baton, sometimes I don't have anyone to pass the baton to.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, people have different opinions about people they see as successful and, resenting sometimes, but also then saying, well, what are you doing for the rest of us? And da 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 da. There's a responsibility on the end of the person receiving
yes,
that is to prepare. And
yes.
so I appreciate again you and there was someone you're reminding me of one of my other guests, Brittany Rush with the Rush Group from like episode 345. I can't remember in the moment, but she's also building this community centric brand and she's, scaled and come up in the ranks in different things. She's got like three different brands that she's operating and a whole team of people and she had a similar sentiment, which was other spaces have been doing this for a long
Mhm.
time.
Yeah,
Other people are aware. We are the generation, and she's way younger than I am, but I'm going to say collectively, we are the generation that is shifting this whole thing of wealth, of
yeah.
accountability, of education. We're here and
Mhm.
we're here to change it. And so I cannot wait. I haven't joined yet, but I'm gonna make sure I get that done before this episode airs, and before the magazine is published. And I want to be able to share this with my community even before they access the tools. So I'm going to share this with my email community because this is something that I feel can be groundbreaking for those
Thank you.
that are now and to come. So you, my friend, we're gonna be in touch.
Yes.
We're gonna be in
I
touch.
love it. I tell everyone, we're friends now.
Yes, we are. Which helps me transition to the next segment of this. But you've been on multiple platforms. You're talking about innovation. You're talking about change. I don't know if you self-identify as a change maker, but I am dawning you, right, a change maker. um, how do you
Thank you.
approach? Of course, you're welcome. How do you approach leading change within Barter Black, especially when it comes to breaking down these barriers that we just talked about?
Yeah, it's so weird because I don't view myself as that. I feel like what I'm doing is going to change the landscape of Black entrepreneurship. But it's weird to give myself that.
Mhm,
But I'm just doing what I'm passionate about, what I love, and what I know is going to help.
mhm,
Because I feel like we're spending too much time trying to learn.
mhm,
And it's just like when you look at the stats, because I'm one of those ones who I want to build the legacy for my two sons.
mhm.
And I'm not just saying that to say that. And I know a lot of Black entrepreneurs say that, but are you operating in that? And
Right,
I want to be that example.
right,
So when I say hire, I'm not telling you to do it and I'm not doing it.
right,
When I tell you to get the expert or do this thing or, apply for this grant, 'cause I'm huge on grants and pitch
right.
competition, scared as ever to talk. But I know that if I keep doing it,
Mhm.
I'm going to get better. I know that if I keep doing it, that fear is going to eventually subside. And I had someone tell me one time that my fear, this is bigger than my fear.
Yeah.
So I think about that all the time when I'm doing
Yes.
things. So I don't really, I'm a change maker. I'm gonna
You
accept that.
yes, you are.
You say it was hard for me to
Yes.
say, but I just do what I feel is naturally going to help entrepreneurs grow and scale their business. And my
Mhm.
biggest thing, and I ask my community all the time, if I took you out of your business today, will it run without you?
Right.
And if the answer is no, then you need a community like Barter Black. Because you
Absolutely.
need to start putting people in those places. Even if it's not to hire them full time, it's to help you get the things that you need to get to grow a little faster, create that revenue, create those SOPs so
Right.
people can get those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in the process. I'm in the process now of actually trying to hire my first full-time employee. And let me tell you, it is not easy. Um, it's not easy. All the processes you have to do, like I had to order these labor law things and
The posters.
yeah, the
Yes.
posters. Like I thought it was simpler than this, but I'm getting the help
Right.
because I
Right.
don't know.
Right.
And it's going to take me a lot longer to figure that out instead of just hiring someone to do it.
Right.
So
Right.
we have to look at things differently, and I have to look at myself as a change maker. I'm going to take that today.
Well, again, I believe in offering flowers, right now and supporting and sometimes people who look at others who are doing these types of things don't realize what support can look like. Support can be words. Support can be I shared your post.
Hmm.
Say anything. You shared it,
Yeah,
right? Support can be I showed up to your event or, maybe I can't show up, but I can tell 3 people to go,
talk about it.
right? That is the simplest thing. And your level of support has gone 10 times larger than that to say, let me put in the equity, the blood, sweat, tears, let me face my fear and create this platform and this experience and create this opportunity for a whole full-time employee. Okay. Setting up the law and the labor laws and
Everything.
insurance and benefits and all of that
It's a
never-ending
process.
admin stuff that they don't see, right? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. But you're helping businesses conserve cash so that they can have cash flow in the long run.
Yes. Yes. So they can rechannel that money somewhere else. Because we get to that point. We're like, okay, I need this, this, this.
Yeah.
What can you barter
Yeah.
so you can get everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You demonstrated a level of patience that I'm going to say some business owners who might be transitioning from corporate to their own thing, it might be a like, I'm quitting my job today. And we're like, no, don't do that.
don't do that.
Or, I'm bringing in 60K a year. That's great, but you live off of 120. Don't
Right.
do that. Not yet,
Mm-mm.
right? So
Mm-mm.
you mentioned pitch competitions and other things that you've done. So share with us a little bit about your experience with those types of processes.
Yeah, so I am huge on using other people's money. I
Yes.
I wouldn't it's how you raise money or fund your business completely up to you, but I have not done any loans. I have not taken any venture capital funding or anything yet. I'm not ready for that yet. That's a whole nother beast that I'm not sure I want to be in right now.
Mhm.
So I decided to go equity free. I want every grant, every pitch competition, every accelerator program, anything that's going to give me some money to help me fund my business. I'm
Right.
applying. And
Right.
that's why we provide a grant list every month in the platform
Mhm.
for the members. It includes pitch competitions, grants, accelerators, all types of programs where you can get that free money for your business. And that's, I know how important it is because
Yeah.
I've taken the money sometimes and spent um, just on my subscriptions for the year, just so I don't have to worry about
Right.
because it'd be hitting at the wrong time.
Right. Right.
Or hiring. But I'm super big on free money.
Mhm.
And I'm at the stage now where I'm super big on not paying to learn something.
Yes.
If I'm going to pay for something, it has to be something that you're going to do for me.
Right.
So
Yes.
I don't want to take that time away from me trying to grow and scale this business. So yeah. So
Yeah.
I pitched to Pharrell. I pitched to Bishop TD Jakes. I just finished an accelerator. That's the accelerator incubator cohort. I don't know
Yeah.
what's the difference, but that one they said was an incubator. So, but that incubator was the shift for Barter Black switching over to trade credits. Because I told
Mhm.
myself, I said, and I got to the point you were talking about, don't quit your job. I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I was talking to the man above. I don't know why, why, or what you are doing here with me, but I'm going to join this incubator and it's going to tell me if I need to quit or if I need to go full force.
Mm.
And 2 weeks in, and it was like, oh no, this is it.
This
You
is
just
it.
have to switch things. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs, it doesn't work and they quit and start something new.
Right.
Doesn't work, they quit and start something new. It's okay to pivot and reposition yourself. So what I did was I canceled all our subscriptions that we had and
Mhm.
I started over from scratch. So in March until August, I didn't make anything.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that was me saying that I need to make this better than it was. That
Right.
was me doing the customer discovery and trying to figure out what needed to happen to make this a great platform for Black entrepreneurs to start, grow, and scale their businesses.
Yeah. I love that you have this process of customer discovery. I would say for, you know, some of our audience are brick and mortar businesses, right? They're driving along in their cars and they're listening in. Some of them are, taking laps around the office or whatever. And it's a different landscape to operate in person than it is to operate online. And you've experienced both in some degree.
Hmm.
But patience is something that is needed whether you're in one space or the other,
Yes.
right? But customer discovery is such tell us why you landed on doing customer discovery, how some people don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Share what that means and what you got out of that process that fueled you to take your next step.
Yeah. So fortunately, I'm going after this quarter, I'm going to go back to it. But fortunately, in the incubator that I was in, it was required.
Mhm.
And I did two other programs 2 years ago where customer discovery was required. But I learned so much. So what I would do is write down questions. And I feel like I had too many questions, but they were good questions. So basically you get your target audience, who you think your audience is, and you get them to jump on the phone with you. If you want to do it in person, that's great too. And I spent about 45 minutes to an hour with about 40 to 50 people.
Wow.
I worked.
Yes.
And that was just this time,
Yeah.
just asking them questions about how they see their business, how they're growing their business, what are the challenges in their businesses, what are the challenges with hiring in their business. So you need to ask questions that are open ended, no yes or no questions, questions that are going to have them talk a little bit more.
Mhm.
Um, and you learn so much. Like I said, I learned that there was a barrier in the platform by doing this customer discovery. No one ever said anything.
Yeah.
But when they got on the call, they felt comfortable. And then, as the CEO and the founder of this platform, I opened myself up for them to ask me questions.
Hmm.
Even if it didn't have to do with the customer discovery, they were asked questions about my business journey, about grants, about anything that they saw that I had going on social media. So it made them more open to what, because I mean, they got off the call and was like, I feel like I got a lot of homework to do. It's like, okay, you say you want to hire. Have you written job descriptions for those that you want to hire? Do you have SOPs? Because one of the things that I realized is that we hire and then we get mad when the person is not doing the job, how we want them to do the job, but we didn't create a job description and we don't have an SOP, a standard operating procedure for
Yes.
how they're supposed to do the job. And there's processes that we have to go through before we should be hiring anyone.
That will be another conversation for another day because I love to talk about SOPs and automations and processes. I am your systems consultant, okay? Like I growth cannot happen until we have a process.
Yes. Yes. All of that. All of that. And I got all up in their business in customer discovery calls.
Yeah.
But it not only helped me, but it helped them because they were like, oh, dang, I didn't even think about that.
Hmm.
The first question that I asked was, how do you view your business in this world? Is
Hmm.
it a hobby? Is it just a job you created for yourself and you're not thinking about hiring? Is it a scalable venture that maybe you're thinking about selling one day, or is it something that you're thinking about passing down?
Yeah.
That sets me up to know how you're viewing all of this.
Right.
If it's really that important to you or if it's not that important to you. So those are the types of things that I ask because I'm building this platform. But you
Yeah.
have to cater the questions to what your product or service is.
I think those are great questions that any business owner should ask, right? Um, Even, with my clients coming in, we're building sales strategies for them. That is a question, or those are a set of questions that we ask because I need to understand, is this going to be a campaign you're going to run next year?
Right.
Is this just you need a get quick cash injection?
Mhm. Yeah.
We don't do. Uh, we don't do rush things.
Yes.
But, thinking about, are you going to pass it on? Is it for legacy? Pass
Mhm.
it on. Is it for selling?
Yeah.
Completely different structure. And you ask the question, is this just a job that they've created for themselves? The difference between solopreneurship, entrepreneurship, and business ownership.
Mm.
Three different things, right?
Right.
Three
Right.
different things. Oh my goodness. I'm
Yeah.
loving this conversation. So Nicole, what do you expect? What's the next step for Barter Black?
So the next step is partnerships. I want to work on partnering with the organizations that provide grants for Black entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
I want them because I told you I apply for a lot of grants and everything, and I get those unfortunately emails just like everybody else.
Right, right. Mhm.
So I want them to, with that unfortunately email, I want them to say, we have Barter Black for you.
Yeah.
We can't provide you the funding, but we can provide you a resource.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
Excuse me. And then I want to partner with different accelerators and cohorts and incubators because those business owners are looking for the help. They're looking for the funding. They're looking for the resources to help them grow and scale their business. So I want to build those partnerships because my goal is to compete with those top freelancer platforms. We can do it.
We are doing it. We're doing it. And here's, oh my goodness, you just said something incredible. We can do it. We are doing it because I'm going to say some of us are employed for Fortune 500s, Fortune
Yeah.
100s, have put in 20 plus years in spaces and places. and have contributed to, and I get everyone's not going to be an entrepreneur. I get that
Right.
part. But you've already done it. That's like imposter syndrome 101 is
Right.
I don't deserve it or I'm not. You've been doing it. You've been doing it. You've been doing it. And now you just got to get around the right people,
Right.
recognize your value, and who will support you in going through that next level.
Thank you. I
This
appreciate that.
this is incredible. I so appreciate you. Let us know, tell us how folks can get connected with you, get connected with helping you to move your mission forward. Where can we find you online, offline?
Yep. On all social media at Barter Black. And then our website is barterblack.io. You can message me. I will message back because my goal is to help everyone get to know the platform a little better. It is absolutely easy to use. You can go online now and view the listings that are on there. We have a marketplace, so you are able to see the listings before you even join. And see what you want to purchase. But yeah, if you're looking to start, grow, and scale your business, you're ready to get the help that you need, and you're ready to leverage what you know and offer it to the community, Barter Black is definitely the place for you.
Incredible. Nicole, thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Changemaker, real quick before you go, if today's episode helped you in some way, the best way to thank me is to head over to Apple Podcasts, subscribe to the channel, and leave a review. I'd also love to connect with you over on social. You can find me at Friends Call Me Fee. Until next time, keep changing the game.